Hello and welcome back to LeeReader. My name is Lee, if you hadn't already guessed, and today I'm going to do my July wrap-up and my August TBR. So I know I'm a little late to the party with this one, but it's the only opportunity that I've really had to talk about the stuff I've read. Like I said, I've been in the States, so I didn't get a chance to film while I was over there, but I'm going to do it now for you guys. Let's get this done. Let's go. So first of all, my July wrap-up. So in July, I managed to read 4 books and start a 5th. I think that's pretty good for me. I read some great books. I pretty much enjoyed all of them, which is amazing, and it's a first, because it's the first time I picked up a solid group of books and gone, I loved all of these. So let's talk about that. So my carryover book from June was To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I'm probably going to commit some sort of cardinal sin now and say that it was okay. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought it was. I understand why it's a classic. I can see why people like it, but did nothing for me personally. Obviously, it's a classic book. It's still gonna sell millions. I have bought Ghost Set of Watchmen to read it, at least give it a go. But I didn't understand the hype personally myself, so yeah, it was okay. Next on my list was the book I promised Trina of Between Chapters that I would read, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Now this book was brilliant. It's kind of had the Ready Player One effect on me, where I can't believe that I've left it so long to read because it was so good. It was full of adventure, just a great story. If you haven't read it, I really recommend you go and check it out if you like anything fantasy, magic, even dystopian. It's great. It's such a good read. It's so interesting. The whole story was just wonderful. It had great characters. It was well written. V.E. Schwab, I think, is slowly becoming one of my favourite writers, because there's another book of hers I'm going to talk about in a second, but it was just brilliant. I highly recommend you go and check it out. Now the next book on my list was More Than This by Patrick Ness. I don't have the book with me. It was my plane read on my way to the States, and I've left it for my friend Lauren to read because I enjoyed it so much. It was such a great book. Patrick Ness is a wonderful writer, and again, he's one that I've just discovered, and an author that I'm excited to read. I'm excited to go back and read all of his other stuff now, because it was great. More Than This was a wonderful book. Again, great character, had great stories. It's a book that I can't believe took me so long to just finally start reading, but it was great. Again, it's just another book. If you love YA, dystopian, even LGBT themed books, go and check it out because it is wonderful. Now next on my list was a book that I picked up while I was in the States, and that is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Now this is a book where I picked up while I was in the States. We went to a bookshop on my first day there, and I found an autographed copy, so that was really cool. And when I finished the Patrick Ness book, I moved straight onto this because of how much I enjoyed A Darker Shade of Magic. And this book's even better. Vicious is such a good book. I know there's been a lot of talk about it generally on BookTube and in the book world, but it's a wonderful read. Again, it's got that character feel where you're actually kind of listening to the bad guy almost, but you're supporting him. It's just a great book. Again, V. Schwab is a very talented writer. She's a wonderful writer. So go and check out Vicious if you haven't already. It's a great book. So those were the 4 books that I read throughout July. Now let's move on to my August TBR. Now my carryover book from July into August is It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vicini. I've actually finished this now. I finished this earlier today. It was okay. I've enjoyed it. It had potential. My problem is that what it says on the back is kind of different to how the book actually reads. It sounded a bit like Girl Interrupted, about a guy who ends up in a mental institution and he's kind of logging his time there. But it doesn't play out as interesting as it sounds on the back of the book, which was kind of disappointing, so I think I kind of overhyped it in my head. But it is a good read. I think you should go and check it out if you're definitely interested in kind of, again, diary type books or books like Girl Interrupted. It's definitely an interesting perspective on things. But I think I might do a review of it because there's some stuff I want to talk about that happened in this book. But yeah, it was okay. The next book that I'm going to start is The Thrill of It All by Joseph Connor. Now this is a book that I've actually had in hardback for a long time, but I've never got round to reading it. But it sounds very good. It's about 1980s London and about 5 kids who start a band and chase fame, and then this is told from 25 years later after they've made it, and I think it's kind of, again, it's kind of a diary type looking back thing, but it sounds very much like a Fleetwood Mac-esque type band, and Fleetwood Mac are one of my favourite bands of all time, and I love music. I love just reading about the music industry and performers within it. So I think this is going to be a very good book. It's had some great reviews. I don't like the cover of this as much as I liked the hardback, but I think it's going to be a good book, so I'm very excited to start it. The book after that I want to read is a short book that I've been told is very wonderful, and that is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Now I got this book a couple of months ago when E. Lockhart come and did a book signing at the store I work in, and I'm excited to read it. The thing is, I know there's a twist. Everyone talks about the twist. I don't know what the twist is, but I know there's a twist. So the thing is, I think I'm going to be a little prepared for it, and apparently if you know about the twist, it makes it easier to spot. So I'm hoping that it hasn't been completely ruined for me. I'm sure it's still going to be a great, great book. But yeah, I'm excited to read it. Again, pretty short read, under 200 pages, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be good. Next on my list is a book I've heard plenty of good things about, and that is The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer. Now, this won the Costa Book Prize, I think it was a year or two ago, and I've heard some very, very great things about it. It's one of the books that we have in the bookstore that I keep looking at and I'm like, I want to buy it, I want to give it a go, and I never have. But when I was in America, I saw the American paperback of it, and again, it's got... I told you before how much I enjoy American paperbacks because of the fact that they bend really easily compared to how stiff British paperbacks are. So I much prefer the American paperback. That's why I picked it up while I was over there. So yeah, this again was recommended to me by someone on Twitter. I've forgotten who it was, so if you recommended it to me, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm hoping for good things because I've heard only good things about it, so staying optimistic. And lastly on my list is Grasshopper Jungle by Andrew Smith. Now this is a book, again, I've heard good things about. It's about two guys who mistakenly release a unstoppable force of 6-foot praying mantises. It's going to have a sci-fi element, I believe, to it. I'm very excited to read it. Andrew Smith is actually coming to do a book signing at our store, so I wanted to get this read before he comes. Again, American paperback. I've looked at the English paperback for a long time, but look at this. This is so good because you can throw these around and you can open them properly and don't have to worry about the spine breaking, which is what I love. So yeah, very excited to read this. I think it's going to be a great story. So yes. And those are all of the books that I have read and I'm going to be reading. Let me know if you've read any of them. Let me know your thoughts. I love to discuss different types of books. So yeah, let me know how that goes. I hope you're all well. Have a lovely week and I'll see you on Thursday with a brand new video. Until then, goodbye. End of the video bit. So yes, let me know if you've read any of the books on my TBR list or on my wrap-up list. Let me know your thoughts down below. No spoilers, obviously, please. Yeah, I hope you're all well and I hope you're all lovely. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Thanks to everyone who commented on my last video. I'm having a double filming day, so I'm actually filming this on the same day as I filmed the last one, so I haven't read any comments yet. There might be no comments, I don't know. So yeah, I hope all you guys are well. I hope you've had lovely weekends. Yeah, Friday's video is going to be my big American book haul, which I'm excited to share with you guys, even though you've already seen a couple of the books I bought, but I want to show them off anyway. So yeah, I hope you're all well. Have a lovely, lovely week, and I'll see you on Thursday with a new video. Goodbye.